Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the fan interactive show. Hope you're doing well this Thursday evening. Steve Hoare here in the hot seat. Yeah, it's usually Paul on a Thursday, but we did a little switcheroo because we both had other family commitments. So yeah, Paul did yesterday and I am here today. Hope that doesn't bother you. I hope you're not too disappointed to see me rather than Paul, but I'm sure we've got loads of interesting topics to get through. All you guys in the chat, get yourselves involved as well throughout the show. We'll bring your comments up on the screen. Going to be talking, let's run through some names then. Bellingham and the fact that Marca, Real Madrid's, let's just say Real Madrid's mouthpiece, Marca, have just decided that Liverpool are set to snub their interest in Jude Bellingham. I'm sure they are, guys. Basically, yeah, we're going to be putting to bed that rumour later on in the show. We'll be rubbishing that one. Spoiler alert, that's what I'm going to be doing anyway, because don't believe it. Don't believe for a second you're telling the truth there. I wonder why you guys are trying to make it think that Liverpool might not be interested. I think we can put two and two together there, can't we? Yeah, we're going to be talking about Scalvini. We've got Gakpo. We've got Moukoko. We've got Bellingham, like I said. We've also got Enzo Fernandez and Amrabat. Yeah, this one is a very transfer-heavy show. Spoiler alert, if you don't like transfers. Soz. If you're into the transfers, then you might be very, very happy with this one. First of all, before we crack on with that, though, I'm going to hand it over to producer Joe. Joe, I believe you've got a question that was set last night by Mr. Machin himself.
I've got two. The first one's quite boring, so I'll just do this one.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on Pulisic? Should we sign him on a loan?
No.
Second question. What has been your favourite day of the Booby Christmas?
Well, I'm guessing there was a context chat about Booby Christmas.
Paul just said he loves it, and I agreed.
Right. For those who weren't involved, I didn't see it, so I apologise. But Booby Christmas is a website. It's boobychristmas.com. We're giving them a free plug there. Every day is an advent calendar, and you click the little window, and you get, you get boobies. You get a picture, you get a nice little, what would you call it? 10 seconds of a video, maybe, Joe?
Yeah, just a video, some tits, and that's, pretty good.
It does what it says on the tin. Who has been my favourite day? Well, I'll be honest. Day 13.
I haven't watched today though, so
I've seen today's, I have.
Out of 10?
Yeah, good. Day 13 is my favourite so far. And then day 1, they're my top 2 at the moment. Have you got a favourite from what you recall?
Well, I was only shown this yesterday, so I watched them all at once, so
okay.
I've got to spread the love around. I feel like they were all one day for me, so I'll pick yesterday as my favourite day ever.
Cool, boss. Yeah, it was a good day. Yeah. Class. Everyone loves boobs. That's what. And what other... I'll be honest, I'll tell the story about this actually. Apologies very quickly, but I was sat in the studio over there with Paul in this chair and Chris to my right. They are essentially my bosses. Well, they are, not essentially, they are my bosses. And then Paul just texts me Booby Christmas, the link. He also sends it to Chris. And Chris is watching Booby Christmas. Now, in what world does your boss text you a link, text you what is essentially a porn link, maybe-ish? And then, having said this, Joe, I'm kind of like your boss, and I sent it to you, so...
Yeah, and then everyone gathered around my laptop when I came in to watch.
What type of operation is this?
Yeah. It's really good.
It really is.
It makes you realise how simple of a creature you are when you come in slightly tired, and you just get pegged right up by... something that simple.
Class, yeah. My favourite is day 13 for sure. Right. Paul will be back on Sunday. Obviously, we take a little break Friday, Saturday. But yeah, Paul will be on the live show Sunday. So at the end of the show, I will be asking you guys for questions for Paul. Yeah, so get them involved, get them at the end of the show, and yeah, we'll crack on. Right then, moving on. Let's start with the news then. I am going to get straight into, I mentioned before, we've got transfer talk. Well, transfer topic number 1. Let me just remove all these blooming cookies and adverts off this website. Fair play, you're getting some money off us guys there for us being on it. Sempre Inter. So Bayern Munich, Manchester City and Liverpool rival to sign 40 million rated Atalanta defender Giorgio Scalvini, according to an Italian report. Yeah, it comes from Gazzetta dello Sport in the print version of their website. So yeah, back to me for this one. Essentially a 19-year-old kid playing for Atalanta. He's already made his Italian debut. I'd love you guys to let me know in the comment section. I think it was, I think it might have been, who was it? Was it Chris? I think it was Chris, apologies, who mentioned a while ago, centre-half might be something people need to look at in the next 12 to 18 months. Joel Matip, his injuries have been back this season. He's had 1 year last year where he was relatively injury-free, but Obviously, we've got Van Dijk, we've got Konate, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Matip, I think there's question marks over his fitness, and I think Joe Gomez, there might be question marks over, well, quite frankly, the consistency level of Joe Gomez. Is he at the level where he can, if he plays like he played against Manchester City, of course he is. He's definitely at the level. If he plays like he played against Napoli away, he's definitely not at the level. So I still think, I know Gomez signed a new contract, but I still think let me know your thoughts, guys, actually, as well in the section. Like, is Joe Gomez good enough? Do you think he is good enough to be what is essentially, at the moment, Liverpool's fourth choice? Because maybe, if you're looking to upgrade, maybe move on and let Joe go somewhere else and play. And then Scalvini at 19 years old might be someone who you can get to come in. Like I say, he's very, very raw. And we know FSG, who currently own Liverpool still, they like the model of developing young players. Go and get them for a relatively low fee, bring them in, develop them, and let them turn into superstars. I mean, there was a fella yesterday called Konate who was a prime example of that. I know he was a little bit older when we signed him, but he just took a World Cup semi-final by storm. Let's have a little look. I mentioned about the Gomez stuff before. Bring first comment of the day up then from You'll Never Walk Alone 731. I'm tired of us throwing players away so quickly. What is this? I mean, Joe Gomez has been here a long time. This would not be quickly. Brendan Rodgers signed Joe Gomez, so I don't think that one. Let's have a little look. Who else we've got? We'd probably only end up with let me just bring Andrew's comments up there. I'll probably end up with 10 million midfield. That Andrew's talking obviously about the title. Yeah, we'll come back to Bellingham later as well. But yeah, I don't think it would be the worst idea for Liverpool to go and invest in a young centre-half. Whether they're willing to get £40 million for one of them, then yeah, right. No, I don't know about that. But listen, Nat Phillips is probably going to leave as well. I've been saying that for a long time, but this kid's obviously got talent. He's playing for Atalanta regularly this season. He's already made his, I think it's 3 senior appearances for the Italian national side, who again, another team who were looking to move on from an aging defence. This one feels a bit like Inter Milan and maybe Atalanta trying to push the prices up a little bit because when Bayern, Inter, Manchester City and Liverpool are all the names being linked, he must be doing something right, the fella, mustn't he? Fair play, because there's some good names. We'll see how it well pans out. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Liverpool are in the market for a centre-half. Maybe not straight away, because there's more priorities. Listen, Jude Bellingham / midfielder is definitely a priority. I think a forward player, given the injury situation, if they were going to do something in January, like a short-term thing, or, maybe it's a loan for a forward, perhaps. Who knows where Roberto Firmino's future lies? As it stands, it's not at Liverpool. He hasn't signed the contract. So there are other priorities to get to, but I do think centre-half needs to be on the radar soon. I don't think it's the worst, whether it is Scalvini or somebody else, getting a young lad in the door, helping develop him, that might be the way to go. Because I don't know if Liverpool, given the surgery they need on their team, and the fact that they're probably going to have to spend, if they want Jude Bellingham, £100 million, or Enzo Fernandez, probably somewhere in that region. We know the funds aren't unlimited, so I'm not saying €40 million is cheap for a player, but they might be looking for a young lad elsewhere they can bring in. Again, I'm looking at the Konate range of a relatively modest fee. A good player ready to go straight away, but one who you're going to bring in and develop and maybe take to the next level, rather than doing what they did with Virgil van Dijk, where they just went bang and paid the money. So yeah, we'll see how that one all plays out. Obviously in the title, and I've seen a few people kicking off on me in the chat, so I do apologise about that one. Talking about Cody Gakpo. This one came from Di Marzio of Sky Sports Italy. This is Anfield Watch, who have tweeted about it, but he says, they say via Di Marzio, Liverpool set to rival Man United for the sign of Netherlands forward Cody Gakpo. This will more likely not take place in the January window. And then he goes on to say it's only the Premier League clubs that can spend enough to get the player. PSV are asking for a lot of money. I think Man United and Liverpool will battle for him. I don't know if it'll be in January. I don't think so. I think generally we'll see a very difficult market in January. Joe, can you set the first poll of the day up for me, please?
Yeah, what is it?
I would like to know, is Cody Gakpo good enough to play for Liverpool?
Okay.
If you guys would let me know when that is live, have your little vote, because This one, it's a baffling one. I'm not sure, again, I don't know if Liverpool are in for him. I know Di Marzio and Sky have generally got pretty decent sources across Europe, but what I would say, if you believe in this, the thread you'd pull would be he's having breakout seasons, and Liverpool tend to buy youngish players when they're having those breakout seasons. We know that already. He had a very good season last year, and he's repeated it this season already. He's obviously been at the World Cup for the Netherlands, scored 3 goals in a World Cup as well. In terms of his PSV record, let me just bring this up on the screen for you. Obviously, there we go. Hopefully you can see that there. Let me zoom that in a bit actually for you. Up, that worked? No? Never mind, we'll crack on in a minute. Right then, it says he's played, he scored 21 goals last season. He's already scored 13 this season. That tends to be the type of player that Liverpool might go for when they just start hitting those numbers on a basis. Like I referenced Luis Diaz, Mohamed Salah, where they were going along, and then they start taking that upward trajectory. And at the age of, 23, that's where you might go and swoop for him. The flip side is, I'm not sure he's at the level to play for Liverpool. Is he better than the 5 options we've currently got? Núñez, Firmino, Salah, Jota, Diaz. I mean, the good thing is he's not injured like some of those. He's not, Roberto Firmino's getting older, so the age, I suppose, is a thing in his favour. Let me have a little look what you guys are saying in the comments then before we get to the vote. Is the poll live, Joe?
Yep.
And what are people saying?
It's a Brexit. Its situation is 51% no.
It's a 50-50, well, almost 50-50 go.
51-49.
It's a close one. Right, while you carry on voting, I'm going to bring this comment up. Going back to the earlier Booby Christmas conversation. As a civil servant, I don't think Booby Christmas can be making an appearance on my work computer. Yeah, that is one of the joys we've got here of essentially being our own bosses. Booby Christmas can appear on laptops, and people can all huddle around the laptops, especially when it's the boss who brings it into existence. It definitely can. You can definitely use Booby Christmas, yeah. My general consensus on Gakpo is I'm yet to be convinced, if truth be told. I think he's going to sign for Man United, and like I say, this could very much end up being clipped up in the future and things like that. Like, I'm not sure. I think there will be other players who Man United could sign who would make me more fearful. For example, and obviously different levels, but like when Man City signed Erling Haaland, it was very much, oh my God. Oh, for fuck's sake. That we knew straight away. And sometimes you get that when other clubs sign play, you just know they're going to be the absolute business. I'm not convinced on Cody Gakpo, truth be told, that the Reds are. So, yeah, I'm not doubting that they might have scouted him, had a little look at him. I don't believe that Cody Gakpo is going to be on his way to Liverpool, but again, I might be wrong. What was the final score then on that poll, Joe? Is Cody Gakpo good enough to play for Liverpool?
52% yes, 48% no.
Tight. Yeah. Again, a divided fan base maybe as well, which I'm kind of divided upon it myself. So I don't think that is the biggest shock in the world. Right then, later on, guys, I'm going to be talking even more transfers. So we've got Moukoko, who plays for Dortmund. We're going to speak about Bellingham as well, and this snub. Okay, marker, snub. Enzo Fernandez and Amrabat. But first, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information about our competition that we're running here at Redmen HQ. We're into week 3 of the Advent calendar. We've already given some amazing prizes away. I've got another one to give away after this quick break. See you in a sec.
Hey everyone, Merry Christmas. Oh, Christmas time is getting very close indeed, and we have still got some amazing prizes to give away in our Redmen Plus Advent Calendar Liverpool giveaway. We've already given away an auto pen signed Mohamed Salah shirt. We have given away an actual signed shirt, Liverpool Retro signed by Ronnie Wheeler and Bruce Grobbelaar. We've given away bits signed by Michael Owen and Phil Neal. We've still got signed books left to give away, and of course this is the big one. This is what we've all been waiting for. On Christmas, we are going to be giving away a 2001 Liverpool away shirt signed by Jamie Carragher and by Phil Thompson, two of the most celebrated, decorated, most beloved Scousers on the planet ever to play for the mighty Reds, and it's on a 2001 Cardiff away shirt for, not Cardiff, but Liverpool playing in Cardiff for the FA Cup final. Get your name in the draw for one more week of Redmen Christmas giveaways. Go to redmenplus.com, sign up as a Club Legend tier subscriber. Not only will you get access to our incredible range of content, which of course means the footy's back this week. We've got you covered with pre and post game content on there in video and in podcast. But also, we've got loads of documentaries. My Liverpool debut is streaming in full, available for you, a documentary series focused on Liverpool legends, including Phil Thompson and Jamie Carragher. Find out about how they made their Liverpool debuts in our new documentary series. And yeah, if you want to be a Club Legend subscriber, you can either join straight away or upgrade from Club Captain over at redmenplus.com and get your name in the hat for this little beauty and a bunch of other stuff as well. Yes, hope to see you over there. Merry Christmas.
2, 1.
Hey, welcome back. There you go. Yeah, everyone get yourselves involved. Redmenplus.com for that one. I'm going to be giving away today's prize. Let me just lean down and grab it. It's this, a copy of Red on Red, Liverpool Man United and the fiercest rivalry in world football by Phil McNulty and Jim White, and yet it is signed by one of those two authors, Mr. Phil McNulty himself, the main man at the BBC Sport there. Yeah, he's signed it for us. Going to give it away right now. So let me first bring this wheel up on the screen. I'm going to click to spin because that's what I've got to do. I'm going to give it the old drum roll. Queeks 1993. Congratulations to Queeks 1993. You've won that copy of the book, my friend. We'll get in contact with you and it will be on its way to you very, very shortly. Like, there we go. What is that? Day 15. We've already given away 15 prizes. By my maths, there might be 10 more to go. So they're including, of course, that signed Jamie Carragher, Phil Thompson one. So yeah, if you do want to get yourselves involved in that one, redmenplus.com is the place to go for that one. I'll be honest, we're having a couple of slight tech issues here in the fact that I can't at the moment have the ability to bring your comments up on the screen. So what I'm going to have to do, bear with me. Let me just crack in to the YouTube channel itself. If I'm reading stuff, I'm going to have to just start reading stuff out. The old-fashioned way, Joe, I suppose we're going to go.
Yeah, I think the Discord should still work, the comments in the Discord, but it's lost connection to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, the YouTube. I mean, if someone's in the Discord and wants to let me test that by saying hello to me, but absolutely fair play to me. But yeah, I can't at the moment. I'll have to start reading stuff out, won't I? The old-fashioned way, as they say. Let me have a little look.
Yeah, there you go.
Discord
Chat's still coming through.
Oh, hi, Joe. Yeah, you're the way. So there we go. Yeah, I can read some of your comments out for sure. The old-fashioned way. I do apologise. XZ's channel said, Steve, marker at a tier 4 source. Tier 5 is a steaming pile of poo. Yeah, going back to that Bellingham stuff, 100% agree with you, pal. I am not having it for a second. Not having it for a second. They are having us on, that is for sure. Who else is in there as well? Bear. It's good to see lots of false rumours as it helps us get the price of Bellingham down. If Dortmund think we might be interested in others, maybe that is it as well. Oh yeah, look at this. The Discord's on full. The Discord is busy. Hello, who's in there? Let's have a little look. Hello to Chris. Hello to... Who else? Let's have a little... Who's that one? New Waves. Kieran. Steve. Quadbod. Booby Christmas. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. You guys, I can bring your comments up from Discord. Unfortunately, the YouTube guys at the minute, we're having a little buggy thing. Joe's trying to work it out. But yeah, we'll see how that one pans out. But yeah, I'll have to go back to the old-fashioned way of reading your stuff out, I'm afraid. Let's move that book out the way. Let's bring in the YouTube members. Both speaking of YouTube, if you do join up as our YouTube members, you get your name on the board. We had a new one sign up just before MVK. So yeah, congratulations there. Looking lonely on the board though. Just to let you guys know, Sunday's stream will be the chat will be members only. One of the perks that we give our YouTube members is at least one a week of a members only function with it. They're the only guys and ladies who can use the chat. Usually that comes after the game. We do the fan reaction show, but excuse me, Liverpool haven't been playing any footy games recently. So yeah, we're going to turn Sundays into one of those. And then obviously next week the Reds are back and everything is A-OK again. Alex says, stay as the title clickbait. It's just reporting the report. I hope so. No, apologies if that's how it comes across. That was not my intention. But if it's come across that way, then yeah, I don't believe it. This is it's Marker who reporting that Liverpool are, like I say, potentially not pulling out the race of Jude Bellingham. It's a Marker report. I'll be honest, I don't believe them, but whether you guys do or not, we'll We'll find out later on, of course, as you guys continue to comment on the show. Right then, next person I do want to talk about is a Dortmund player. It's not Jude Bellingham at this time. It is Youssoufa.
Spell it.
Youssoufa.
Youssoufa, yeah.
Moukoko. Apparently, again, I'll bring it up. This is Anfield. This is via the Anfield Watch. You are quoting the Times. Liverpool are keen on a move for Borussia Dortmund's latest attacking talent, Youssoufa Moukoko, but interested clubs will have to convince the 18-year-old German that he will not be signed to sit on the bench. Dortmund are preparing another contract offer, having already offered a base salary of 4.4 million per year, with the player and his representatives looking for closer to 6 million. Moukoko will then consider his options, with Chelsea, Man United and Liverpool keen on him. Listen, if Liverpool sign a player from Borussia Dortmund and it's not Jude Bellingham, can you imagine the outcry? Oh my God, it would be absolutely... There'd be pitchforks. There'd be lynchings. I can't see it happening, to be personally honest. This very much for me feels like... First of all, Liverpool aren't going to sign an 18-year-old and he's going to walk into Liverpool's team. There are very few of those who are going to walk into Liverpool's team. They might see Jude Bellingham as a young lad who walks into Liverpool's team. There are very few teenagers, especially in the forward lines, who are just going to get a game. So for me, and again, you guys let me know in the comments or in the Discord chat, this feels like an agent maybe trying to get more money for his player. There was talk about he's rejected 4.4 and that he's after 6. Chris is in the chat, CZ Red, says... one second, wrong one there. There we go. Youssoufa Moukoko is linked to Chelsea more, so no, yeah, it feels like he is. So maybe again, this may be Dortmund. Maybe Dortmund trying to boost the price up of their player, get a bit more interest in him. Like I say, if Chelsea are the main people. Although Quad Bob makes a good suggestion there. He wouldn't be on the bench in January. If we keep losing players, we might not need a bench because there'll be no one to sit on it, yeah. Very much so. It's like a school bench. I went to my daughter's and it's Christmas nativity day and the front bench was just kids dressed up as angels. That might be Liverpool's bench if players keep getting injured. In the YouTube chat, again, apologies, I haven't got the ability at the moment to bring the YouTube comments up, but I can read them out. Journo just says, agent talk. Yeah, absolutely. Agent talk. Neve52. Hi, Steve. I'm excited for the Simicast event on Sunday. I'll see you there, yeah. We are going to be down at Hotel Anfield. Costa Simicast, his merch. He's got a new merch. I think it's the KT21 clothing line. We're going to be down there. Costas is going to be down there. If you go and check out our socials or go and search for Hotel Anfield on Twitter, if you can buy tickets just for the event or you can buy a piece of merch and then that gets you into the event for free. So yeah, if you want to come down, we're going to be down there. Costas is going to be down there. There's talk that he might be trying to get another special guest down there. That's not confirmed yet, but there might be other people there who you might be familiar with as well, such as James Pearce. He is going to be there. So if you want to meet the man, the legend, James Pearce, he's going to be down there as well. Let's have a little look. Steve O'Hare, not my evil twin. He is a different person. Steve, Moukoko has like 153 goal contributions in 80 games at youth level, while being 4 years younger than everyone else. He's definitely one to keep an eye on. He absolutely is. You know, if you're playing first team football, he's in the Dortmund team already. And we know Dortmund are a factory of young players and we know they like to sell them. Down the line, he's going to get his move. It feels to me like this is, like I say, this year, Jude Bellingham's the one who's leaving Dortmund. It's been Sancho, it's been Haaland. This year, it's Bellingham. Down the line, it might be others, but he is, I agree, he's bound to keep an eye on, like I say. Liverpool, it might just be Liverpool are interested, but if he's after guaranteed football, I just don't think he's not going to get that at Liverpool. I'm not sure he'll get that at any of those clubs, to be honest. Maybe Chelsea-ish, I don't know. But who's really going to be able to offer him that? I don't know. Which big team's going to offer him that much money? Man United? I think they actually like their wingers. I think they like Anthony. They obviously like Rashford. I mentioned Sancho before. No, he's taking a break at the moment. But I don't know. I just don't know. Can you demand that? This one to me feels a bit like... yeah, a bit like an agent, either trying to get more money for a transfer or a bit more money on a contract. Although Chris in the chat sees I read again, he has 0.6 GCA per 90 over the last 365 days. He's the next stud, and quite frankly, I'd prefer him to Musiala. Yeah, I mean, Musiala's, they're both top players. That's a big shout from Chris. But like, the likelihood is, at some point, Moukoko's going to get a big move. It might be to Liverpool. Again, if he's after playing time now, I actually think it's good for him to stay at Dortmund and play more. I think, Bellingham's thriving because he's playing regular footy. Sancho did the same thing. He left England, went to play there. And obviously, this is different. This isn't a player who's left England, but if he's got his eyes on England, stay at Dortmund, have another year or two. If I'm him, play loads of footy, you'll get your move and you'll probably be for a big fee. There might be clubs like Liverpool, Chelsea, City in the future regretting not moving now for him, but if I'm him, I am hanging round. That is for sure, because, what's the rush? What is the rush? Although it looks like an agent's trying to get him paid, so maybe that's the rush. Let's have a look. Got a question again. Sorry, I can't bring it up on the screen. It's a bit rubbish, but from John Summers, one of our members, says, "Hi Steve, what's your opinion on Curtis Jones not training in Dubai? Is he injured again?" Yeah, I think so. I had Neil Jones on for Journo Insight today, John, on Redmen Plus, and he said it was put to him that Liverpool are managing his load. He's been through an injury that was essentially caused, like, young players can get by growth, growing pain, not growing pains, like he's not a child, but like injuries that are caused by, like, when you have a little growth spurt or something like that. I think it was in his leg, wasn't it? And then he had a few different issues. Apparently, Neil said it was Liverpool managing his load. But the fact is, he hasn't had a full training session in Dubai. He didn't take part in that Lyon friendly. We'll see if he takes part in the AC Milan game tomorrow. But the fact that he hasn't trained, it's not great, and Liverpool could do with him. So, but for me, it's not a great situation for Curtis Jones. Again, we could really have done with him being fit and firing. More so him, really, because there's chances to play. Excuse me. I don't know about, I'm not convinced that when he plays left wing, he's great there. But Liverpool have like say, there's going to be opportunities given the injuries. They might need someone to go and play out left-hand side. Obviously, Fabio Carvalho's there, but Curtis might have got an opportunity. But if he's not fit and can't get fit, and he's not using this Dubai camp maybe as best as he could be, not of any fault of his own, then it's not great, is it? Let's have a little look. Journo says, Curtis Jones, this whole thing is annoying me. He's supposed to be stepping up by now and he can't even get on the pitch. We can't keep waiting. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Journo, you're absolutely right. He needs to get on the pitch. There's a lot of Liverpool players actually who are thinking about that. And he does. He has to get on the pitch. Right then, let's talk Jude Bellingham. Why not? We always talk Jude Bellingham here on this show. He's the hot topic. I'll bring the tweet up right Anfield League. They've quoted the Mirror. It's not the Mirror. This comes from Martha, just to clarify. Liverpool expected to snub Bellingham once and for all, having found a cheaper alternative. According to Martha, that cheaper alternative is Enzo Fernandez. We have spoken about him. I'm going to speak about him a little bit later on the show as well. I don't believe it, quite frankly. This to me, and again, please let me know in the Discord or, of course, in the live chat on YouTube. This to me very much feels like Marca just appeasing Real Madrid, appeasing a fan base that might be a bit uneasy because they may be losing out on a player. Real Madrid aren't used to losing out on... When Real Madrid want someone, they more often than not tend to get them. I think it's mad to think that Liverpool are going to move on from Bellingham. Whether they want Enzo Fernandez and Bellingham, whether they can afford Enzo Fernandez and Bellingham, they are two separate conversations. Liverpool will not move on from Bellingham for Fernandez. If anything, and my personal thing would be, Fernandez, if it was one or the other, it would be they try and get Bellingham. They can't, for whatever reason, whether it's he decides to go elsewhere, financial weight, whatever it is, then they've got someone else lined up. There is no way Liverpool are snubbing Jude Bellingham. There's Jude Bellingham. Actually, nah, we're fine. We're absolutely sound. We're cracking on. We'll go and take Enzo Fernandez. I do not believe that for 1 second, that to be true. Let's have a little look. Quadbod in the Discord again says, maybe, the Madrid know they're not getting Enzo or Jude because Marta of Real Madrid's Daily Mail. Yeah, it's not... they are the mouthpieces. That is essentially what they do. We've all been there before. Yeah, as Cameron Tilley says again in the YouTube chat, no club on the planet would snub Jude Bellingham. Absolutely right. Who doesn't want Jude Bellingham? There's not a club alive who wouldn't want Jude Bellingham. Of course. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Of course we want him. And I find this one fascinating. It does very much feel like Is it like an act of desperation? Maybe. Would you go as far as... Yeah, maybe. When I saw this report and where it was from, it actually gave me more of a positive vibe that Liverpool are potentially going to get Jude Bellingham, because this feels like an act of desperation, like I say, from whether it's Real Madrid, from market, because we all know, listen, we've been on the end of this before. Remember the PR campaign that Barcelona played through their Spanish journalists? It was a heavy one. They laid into the Phil Coutinho story for ages and ages and ages. It ramps their fan base up, and it got to a point where you couldn't ignore it. The interest was real, of course, and in the end, they got the player. Now, listen, they had to play a pretty penny to get him. Probably hasn't quite worked out for them there. It worked out for Liverpool in terms of getting the money they want. But yeah, not having it. But I think it is a PR campaign. Journo, again, YouTube. Hendo and Trent did all a month's work, only for Liverpool to say, nah, lads, we're not interested. Haha, yeah, sure, market. And that's exactly that. Exactly that. And Rachel, we're getting Jude Bellingham, and they are just jealous. Absolutely, absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. Who's this? PUFO, one of our Discord members there. It's a both situation. They will complement each other so well. Listen, if Liverpool can get Enzo Fernandez and Jude Bellingham, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Go and fill your boots. I'm not convinced they can, but if they were going to, yeah, by all means. But there's no... I mean, Bellingham, we know. It's mad. He's target number one. This feels very much to me like Liverpool know that. Maybe Real Madrid know that, because there was reports, wasn't the... what was it? His family and agents have confirmed, pretty much to Real Madrid, that, yeah, he's going there. It feels like that. It does feel like that to me, to be honest with you. I'm not having it for a second. Yeah, I think Trent would have been cheeky enough to ask Jude straight out, are you coming? Yeah, the players will know. They'll know straight away. Marcus Rashford knew that Jadon Sancho was going to Man United, didn't he? I think he pretty much admitted it just before it happened. He came out and said, I've been buzzing about this for weeks. We knew. The players know. They'll know one way or the other. They're not stupid. Like, the second that they put them pictures out, especially the Trent one on the bridge in Doha with Bellingham. Bellingham's not a dope. And Trent, they know exactly what is the reaction to that's going to be. And if Bellingham Bellingham knew the reaction, and if he knew that, there's no way he takes that picture and lets Trent put it out, because he knows what's coming. They're all playing games, and we all know the games, and it's little tiny breadcrumbs. Steve D, I can't wait for the Real Madrid to start the excuse of saying they never even wanted him. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it's like, I didn't even want it anyway. You know, like, yeah, didn't even want them anyway. It's fine, it's rubbish. Mine's better than that one. Mine's better than that one. Absolutely. I agree with you. I'm kind of with you, though. I'm kind of with you, indeed. But yeah, listen, don't count chickens. Jude Bellingham has not signed for Liverpool yet. But this idea of Liverpool are snubbing interest in Jude Bellingham, yeah, don't. Not absolutely having it, whatever. And Andrew says, I don't know what to believe. I just wait to see what happens. It's fair enough, Andy. Like, it isn't for everyone. Reacting to every bit of news, yeah, fair enough. I love it, I'll be honest. I'm into the transfer cycle. I used to work in it. It was my job for a long time. So I'm kind of, maybe I'm just, maybe I've got Stockholm syndrome with transfer rumours, but I love it. I can't get enough of it personally. I'm a big fan of it. But yeah, if it's not for you, fair enough. John Summers, hi Steve, do you think the Super League is completely dead in the water, and how does that affect FSG's plans for the future? Yes, it's dead in the water. I think even today it come out even more on the Super League, like it would be in breach of EU law. I think it was pretty much a start. I think that's right in saying if it came out. And how do you think that affects FSG's plans? I think that's the reason FSG are looking to sell or looking to get investment, because they had a big cash cow idea and they were planning it for a long old time. It did not work. It went down like a lead balloon, and rightly so. And yeah, that's one of the reasons. That's why one of the reasons I think they're leaving, or potentially looking for this, for this investment, like we say. I actually think on the Super League, just as an aside, I think it could have, a reform of the Champions League could have worked, and maybe would have worked, and they could have done it more where they could have had more. You know, the Champions League could have effectively been like a league table. They could have done that. Where they absolutely screwed it up was the whole guaranteed places for certain teams, just ruining the competitive element. They could have had more games. They could have been a midweek tournament where everyone plays everyone. The big teams play the big teams all the time, so you get those viewers that they're after, you know, which we know that they're trying to get. But once you took the competition out of it, it was nothing. So it would have been the death nail of football across all of the, basically a lot of European teams would have suffered. Yeah, like no top four. That top four race doesn't exist because there's 6 teams already in, and it doesn't matter what you do, you can't qualify. But yeah, it's not great at all, to be honest with you. The idea they came up with, so that's why I think one of the reasons, like you say, John, I think it is dead in the water now, and I think that's one of the. I don't think it's a surprise that Man United are looking to sell and that FSG are looking to sell / get investment now, because it is dead. We'll see how that affects the likes of Barca and Juventus. Real Madrid or whatever, who've been big champions of it even now, still champions of it, to be honest with you. They wanted the Super League. They still wanted. They were fighting for it. Thankfully, it looks like it's all gone now. Kieran, Steve just ordered the Believer Cop hoodie. Will it come to Northern Ireland before Christmas? Sorry, it's not Kieran, is it? Kianan? Apologies, I've got your name wrong there, mate. I don't know. It's the fact we'll work our nuts off to get it to you. We can only do what we can do. In terms of shipping those, like I say, there's industrial action happening over here on the mainland, I suppose, what we'd say in UK, mate. Great Britain. So I don't know. We can guarantee delivery for the mainland. So Scotland, England and Wales, we can guarantee pre-Christmas. The Northern Ireland thing's a bit different. It just depends on things. We'll do our best to get it to you, and we will ship it out pretty much immediately, the guys from the merch, but I don't know. Once it's out, and it's up to the courier service, so I don't know is the honest answer. Fingers crossed for you. I know there's someone in the UK who ordered one, in Great Britain who ordered one, and theirs came in 2 days, so fingers crossed it will do, but we're not guaranteeing it, mate, but fingers crossed there, Keenan, that it does get to you. And worst case is, mate, if it doesn't, I'll use it next year, but I'm fingers crossed it will do, mate. Yeah, right then, speaking of, in fact, you know what, before I get to that, just very quickly, apologies for the confusing messages. If you want one of the jumpers, by the way, it's still available on redmenmerch.com. Speaking of the supplier issues, also we were told that the deliveries needed to be in by last night to guarantee delivery. We got a phone call this morning off them. They've said they reckon if by this weekend, so get your orders in by the weekend and we can still guarantee it in the mainland UK. And like I say, what we've decided to do, because there has been a lot of a messing around, and I'll bring it up on the screen for you now very, very quickly. We've extended the sale, so they're still 20 quid. There was a flash sale on them, because obviously, like I say, we were desperate for people to get their hands on their ones that they wanted before Christmas. Given the fact that our shipping service have now said they've extended that day for a bit, we've also extended our sale. So if you want to get one, they're 20 quid. Like I say, we can guarantee to arrive by Christmas on the mainland for knitted jumpers as well. So yeah, if you want to go and get yourselves one, do so. But what I would say is that don't wait, because at any moment, first of all, they might sell out because they're nearly sold out already. And B, like I say, it's so fluid. I don't want to clarify this. Fully support the industrial action that the postal service are currently taking. Fully solidarity with them. They are just working class people looking to get themselves better and get better pay, fair conditions as well. Solidarity with the nurses as well, who are doing the exact same thing. I know firsthand, given my wife is a nurse, the stresses and strains that they're going through. So yeah, we are fully supportive of all industrial action. It is having a knock-on effect with us. So I know the messaging's changing time to time. It is what it is. But we are we're completely okay with it. We're sound with it. So, but if you do want to get one of the jumpers, like I say, they are still on sale for 20 quid, and we're still guaranteeing delivery on the mainland for now. Right then, Joe, I'm about to make my way, I think, mate, over to the subscriber board to stick some pins in it. Shall we make our way over? Yep. Let's go. Right then, I've got my little radiator. Is that on the shot? Just here, I don't think you can see it. No. It's cold in here today, so let me skip past my little radiator, make sure I don't knock the lights over, which I tend to do. And yes, here I am then at the subscriber map. Brilliant. Like I say, look at all these people, all these wonderful people who subscribe to Redmen Plus. Just to let you know, if you're in the Discord chat and you haven't told me yet where you live, get in the Discord chat and tell us. There's literally a channel called Where Are You? Put it in there and we'll get your pin up on the board. If you're a club captain already and you haven't let us know where you live, email stay@redmentv.com and yeah, you'll get a green pin on this board. And everyone else, as new people sign up, we'll automatically get notified where you live and we can stick you guys in too. I've got a few to do today. I've got loads of legends and just a single captain. Joe, you're going to have to help me on maybe you have to help me on some of these. Yep. As always. The first one is just Josh. Shout out to Josh, who's in Newtown, Wales. Let me stand here. I know where Wales is. I don't know if Newtown is north, south, east, west Wales. I apologise.
Newton. Is it Newton or Newtown?
Well, it says Newtown. Is that wrong?
Oh, no,
Newtown.
there we go. I've got it now.
You got it?
Yeah.
Where are we?
We are just on the border, dead centre, where that green pin is. About there, yeah.
There you go, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Thanks for being a subscriber. Oh, look at this one. DJ Farday, shout out, mate, is in Kribi, Kribi, on the coast of Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out. That's West Africa, isn't it?
Yep. Yep. No,
whereabouts?
No, miles. Further east. Keep going. There.
Here?
Yeah.
I was miles. I knew it was West Africa, but I thought it was on this bit. But there you go. Brilliant. Cameroon, for a legend in Cameroon. Shout out, my man. Thank you very much for joining us. I've got Liverpool 666, which I'll be honest, I don't like the name. That feels very much like a jinx. Is in Columbus, Georgia. America. We're heading over here. I think.
Columbus.
I know Georgia's here.
Yep.
So I'm just going to stick it in that gap there, mate.
Yeah, it's right on the border, Georgia and Alabama.
So is it more over here then?
Yep.
Like there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool, got that one sorted. The next one is Alfie 1892, who's in Thetford, Norfolk. So we're over here.
Thetford. Yep. By Norwich.
So here.
Just underneath Norwich.
So here.
Yeah, a bit left a bit. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Alfie. Who's next? Liam JH759's in Crawley. I don't know where Crawley is.
No.
What? I don't know where Crawley is.
It's just south of London.
Down here?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a big old gap down in this London mess, isn't he? So yeah,
basically it, yeah,
you can go in there. Thanks very much, Liam. JT is the captain who I was talking about earlier. He's in Wedmore, Somerset. So we're down the south coast.
Somerset.
Around here?
I'll tell you now.
Am I on the wrong side? I don't know.
Yeah, do you know where Bristol is?
Yeah.
It's just slightly left of Bristol.
Like there?
Yeah.
That didn't sound convincing, Joe.
I reckon you're right there.
Okay, sound. I'll go with that one. And finally, DD. It says, I'm in Folkestone in Kent. It's as far as you can go towards France without getting wet. So is that over here?
That'll be about where that green pin is. One sec.
There.
Folkestone.
Folkestone, where the boat. Is that not where the boats go from and the trains, mate? I don't know.
Yeah, so Folkestone is basically where that green pin is.
Here?
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you very much to DD. Like I say, if you guys sign up to redmenplus.com, we'll definitely give you a shout. I'll get your pins on the board. Not only that, you get loads of amazing content, features, interviews, documentaries. If you're a legend, you get loads of perks, like I say. Free merch, entry into all of the prize draws that we were talking about earlier. And yet, tons more. Right, Joe? Before I go and sit back down, I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to cue it up from here while I'm making my way back. But you're not going to get to watch me walk over there because our next topic is going to be about Enzo Fernandez. I had Neil Jones in today on Redmen Plus for Journo Insight. He comes and joins us each and every week, gives us his thoughts, and yeah, he dropped a little nugget. He basically approached Liverpool and asked them about this Enzo Fernandez stuff and asked them if there's any validity in it. So yeah, let's check out what Neil's got to say. By the time he said it, I'll be back sat over there and we can have a big old chinwag about it. So yeah, roll VT.
Player of physicality, dynamism, quality, international pedigree now, Champions League experience. Yeah.
From a club we know.
Yeah, and a good relationship with Rui Costa. Funny enough, you mentioned him. You know, I know Julian Ward's on his way out, but good relationship with Julian Ward. I've heard Julian speak about Rui Costa and you know the conversations in the past. Not anything relating to players, just about. I mean, Julian was involved with the Portuguese FA, so those kind of things. So yeah, there's a lot of boxes being ticked there. Unfortunately, for reasons unknown, I didn't actually get to watch the semi-final Argentina game the other day, but I got a few messages off people just saying, "Oh, Fernandez flames emojis and sort of, you know, how well he's playing and blah 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 blah. I know Messi took all the plaudits, really, you know, the mainstream plaudits, but it felt like Fernandez and Alvarez were the other two.
But even better since they put him in the team.
Yeah. He come in the Mexico game, didn't he? Scored that absolute worldie, and then he's kept his place, hasn't he? And, you know, got a chance to become a World Cup winner, hasn't he? Which is, you know, not many people get that opportunity. He looks like a player that really will be in the frame to move to an elite level club. And listen, Benfica are doing really well. We know Benfica are a selling club, and, you know, they will never be a club that hangs on to Darwin Núñez and, you know, Ruben Dias and anyone else. That's their model. Is they bring in, sell on, find the next one, do the same, and one of the best clubs in the world for it. You know, Benfica and Porto and Sporting, to be honest, are brilliant at it. But we'll see whether Liverpool. Listen, it was the people I spoke to at Liverpool were saying there's no agreement. That's what they said. That is not true. We'll see. You know, listen, they don't have to tell the truth in situations like that. But I don't think Liverpool are at the stage yet where they've agreed anything with Fernandez or Benfica or both. I think it's just more a case of a player of interest, and let's see what can be done. Like you say, I don't think it'll be January. I think it'll be next summer, whatever he does.
Yeah, like I say, wrong camera, Joe. Well played, Joe. Great, well done, Joe. Absolutely nailed it there, mate. No one noticed, it's fine. I didn't bring it up to everyone's attention. It's absolutely fine. Well done, Joe. Messed up, Joe. Fantastic, Joe. Well done, Joe. Anyway, so I spoke to Neil we had a little chat about a lot of these players we're talking about now, and a few other topics as well. I suppose the fact that he went to Liverpool, and I think it quoted him saying, like, the people I spoke to at Liverpool said there was no agreement. So this whole thing of Liverpool have got an agreement with Enzo Fernandez or his people or with Benfica seems to be, maybe it might be a little bit off the mark. I'm sure they're interested in him. And BW here again in the YouTube, I can't bring it up, it says, Enzo's going to be a Liverpool player, fingers crossed emoji. Fingers crossed emoji indeed. Fingers crossed emoji indeed. He's a very, very, very good player. So yeah, but it looks like I say, maybe sometimes things get lost in translation, don't you, when they're reporting from elsewhere. It feels to me like Liverpool might be interested in him, but this agreement thing, unless Liverpool could just be lying. Liverpool could just be telling Neil absolutely porky pies, and that's their prerogative, I suppose, if that's what they want to do. But yeah, it does feel like maybe they're interested in him, but this maybe isn't as far down the line as everybody was saying. What I would say, is that he's a quality footballer. Anyone who's watched him in the World Cup will have seen him. Anyone who's seen bits of him for Benfica will know about it as well. But it does feel like maybe it's not as far down the line as perhaps we first thought. Got another comment, I can't remember the Discord ones up, like I say, is it PUFO? Signing Jude and Enzo is basically also re-signing Klopp. He wouldn't want to miss that. No, little rejuvenation of Jurgen Klopp, potentially, yeah. Absolutely right, mate. That might be something that Liverpool are very much interested in doing. It wouldn't be, again, a big, huge shock if that's something they wanted to. I think it's like that they wanted both of them. Whether they could get both of them is just, I don't know, man. It's just, we're asking FSG, or that's like expecting FSG to just do something that they just never have done before. They've never gone and just spent that much money in one window to go and sort it out like that, so I just don't know about it, to be honest with you. Although Derek says, don't you think this uncertainty makes it all so exciting and unexpected? I'm a big fan. It is what it is, Derek. I'm with you, mate. I just roll with the punches every single day. New stuff's coming up. Although Kieran says all these rumours keep me up at night. I think Kieran wrote that in the YouTube. I think he also wrote something in the Discord. Yeah, Kieran Weston. I'm losing sleep, stressing and hoping Jude joins us. Don't lose sleep, Kieran. Don't lose sleep. You need your booty sleep, pal. You need a good 7 hours every single day. Although Rachel does say Jude in January and Enzo in the summer window. Yeah, fingers crossed, Rachel, who knows? That would be good indeed. And Journo says, remember, we will be paying these fees in instalments. We won't be spending 200 million in one window. We'll be paid over many years. Yeah, I mean, most transfers are like that, aren't they, mate? Yeah, Coutinho was paid over, like you said. That does tend to happen. Although PUFO, Alisson and Virgil is the feeling I get. So basically, you think Liverpool will go, you have to go big and then big again. I mean, they did sell somebody, the aforementioned Phil Coutinho, to get those deals. So this would be them spending loads of money without really getting the money back elsewhere. There's no one, there are very few players in the squad at the moment who they could sell for that big an amount of money to cover the... Like, Mo Salah obviously is the most sale, and he's just signed a new contract. He's not going anywhere. Who else could... Trent, not happening. Just not selling Trent. They're not selling... There's no one that you can just go bang. We're definitely going to sell you. We're going to get 150 million or whatever, and we're going to reinvest it elsewhere. That just isn't where we are now. This would be something completely new. It wouldn't be selling a player to buy players. It would just be spending massive money on people. Rachel says Naby. Well, Naby's free. Naby can literally leave in the summer. There's no money in him at all. So yeah, that's the thing. This is a complete... They might do it. Who knows? They might surprise us. I don't think anyone would really expect that, to be honest with you. RBHE, Salah's too old to sell for that kind of money. Listen, mate, maybe. But didn't Cristiano go for like 100 million quid when he was 30? Again, different, of course, Ronaldo and Salah. But listen, the numbers don't suggest any difference. They're both global superstars, so who knows? There might be someone out there willing to spend it. It's whether there's another club out there who's got the money. That's a different issue. You're right, but yeah, fingers crossed. John Michael Wilson, we do seem to hold out for the targets we really want, and there's not so many panic buys. Yeah. Again, Ibu Konate is the example of that. We were desperate, like, buy a centre-back. And they got one on loan and signed a lad from Preston because they knew the money that they wanted Ibu Konate, and it turned out, fingers crossed, turned out right decision in the end. Liverpool still got top four, albeit by the skin of the teeth, and they've got a guy who's just dominated the World Cup semi-final and looks to have a bright future. You know, yeah, you're right. Sometimes they wait. They will wait. Van Dijk's the obvious one. They couldn't get him, so they waited, didn't panic, and went and got him. So yeah, you are right to say that, mate. You're right. Mike, I think people are forgetting how much value having Bellingham has to the club. It's an investment to improve the sale. Yeah, potentially, you are. It makes it. But the first thing it does, it makes you more likely to win stuff and finish higher in the league table, which means you're more likely to win prize money and you're more likely to be in the Champions League every year if you get them. But yeah, we'll see how that one pans out. Apologies, is it Niamake? Apologies if I butchered your name. I'm pretty sure Jude will come in. We spent big for Nunes. I'm thinking Liverpool are moving into spending big for the one or twos they want, and that's it. Yeah, maybe that is it. That is it. Let's have a little look. Whatever. FSG understand the business. I can't bring the Discord, like I say. This investment has no downsides. There's no downsides to signing Jude Bellingham. You're right. On the Fernandez one, like going back to what we were talking about with Neil. Listen, who knows? His release clause is around 120 million euros. It might be that you get to the summer and he's available for 60, 70. And I know that's mad. I know that's still a lot of money. But say Bellingham is somewhere in the 90 to 100 range or whatever, and Fernandez is available in the 7. Are Liverpool going to spend 170 million on two midfielders? They probably need to. They need to revamp that area of the pitch. Maybe that's what the budget is, right? We knew that last year, for example, they wanted Chouameni. So there was money there, and they already bought Nunes. So there was obviously a fund there for a player if they could get it done. So maybe they are just carrying that over, and then they're using next year's money on someone else. There's the financial thing, it's hard to know, isn't it? The big uncertainty around all this is that we don't know who's going to own the football club soon. It could be sold at any point. We don't know. And that's the thing on this, is like, yeah, it's who's doing this kind of stuff. Obviously, Julian Ward's still in post as it stands, but is he leaving? When's he? How much power has he got? What's he doing at the moment? Is Jürgen in control? There's so many questions, and that's the thing, is that we just don't know a lot about it. Maybe they are deciding, we just need to go and spend big money and revamp a problem in the squad. We just don't know, but I think regardless, they're going to be in for Bellingham. Whether they can get him, we'll find out. They're in for him and they'll pay the money, and hopefully they can do it. The Fernandez stuff, maybe it is just a backup plan. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they like them both. But I think the general sense on that one, from at least what Liverpool told Neil, was like pump the brakes a little bit. It's interesting that we're getting none of that on Bellingham. There's no fires being put out by Liverpool. That, we always say like they're not stamping down on something. They're not just like, no, not interested, not happening. We saw them do that recently. Remember, was it Otavio in the summer from Porto? Straight away, he was like, nah, not interested. They're not doing that really with Bellingham. They are not pouring any water on this one. And if it wasn't happening, or they thought it wasn't, they'd be wise to pour water on it, like, because the fan base is basically now, we're all expecting Jude Bellingham. We just are. We're expecting Bellingham to be a Liverpool player. So that can be risky if it doesn't happen. So they must be pretty confident on him. They must be pretty confident on him. Rachel says, what about Declan Rice? A good player, but again, massive fees. He'd cost more than... He'd be West Ham, I think David Moyes said 100 for him, didn't he? I don't think he'd get that. He would be a big old transfer fee as well. I think he's decent. But I just don't see for the money. I'm not having it, absolutely. I don't think Liverpool will be in there at all. BB says Enzo's the new Thiago. He's got those type of skills, hasn't he? He's very good on the ball. He is very, very, very good on the ball. Oh, you choose back, Joe? Did you do that?
I wish I could say I did.
I don't know how, but
I'm not a liar. It must have just reconnected.
There you go. It's reconnected. There you go. Enzo's the new Thiago, BB. Yay. I can bring your comments up, guys. I've got you back. I don't feel so lonely anymore. Alexander. Rice and Enzo and Jude as a 10 in a 4-2-3-1. I mean, if you want to go and spend the circa 200 nearly maybe somewhere in the region of like 300 million quid, fill your boots. Don't see it happening. Don't see it happening whatsoever. Don't see it happening whatsoever. Steve, even if Bellingham was shite, I'd say buy him anyway just to hear the cop singing Hey Jude. It's going to be a banger. It writes itself, doesn't it? His announcement video is just... They need to get Paul McCartney involved. I think he's a blue. Might be black with that. Just singing whistling Hey Jude on his guitar or something. Get him down, and that should be the announcement video, shouldn't it? Yeah, it writes itself, this one. Absolutely writes itself. And then Reece, if Liverpool pull off the Jude and Enzo stunt, I'll be so happy. Yeah, I think we would all be very, very happy. One final name to come about before we start kicking off. There's another midfielder. It's Sofyan Amrabat. Again, I'll bring the tweet up on screen now. Anfield Edition are doing this. It's via, again, DiMarzio's got a couple of shout-outs on the show, haven't we? It would be the dream of Sofyan Amrabat to play for Liverpool, and the players' agency Stella are going to make an attempt to bring the Fiorentina midfielder to Anfield, with talks already having taken place. I would love to play for Liverpool too, Sofyan. Now, you've got more chance than me. I'll grant you that you have. But what are your guys' thoughts on Amrabat? Yeah, again, are Liverpool going to be in for like a destroyer midfield, like that type of midfielder? Does he fit what Jürgen wants to do? Maybe we're changing from what we want to do. Would he excite you? Would Amrabat excite you if a deal got done? If the talks are taking place, maybe there is an interest in him. But I've been very impressed with him for Morocco even. I just don't know. It's okay. Back to the wall, defending, doing that kind of stuff is different than playing for Liverpool. I'm just not quite sure if we know it. Mbappe made him look pedestrian last night. Mbappe makes everyone look pedestrian. He's so fast. And to be fair to Amrabat, he caught up and wellied him. Put him in the stands at some point. So, yeah, Craig Adams, very, very simple. Trust in the gaffer. If Klopp wants him, then go and get him. Fair enough. Yeah. Let's have a little look. And then Quad Bod. I like Amrabat as a squad player, and 20 million is nothing for a squad player these days. Yeah, I think they were talking more 30 to 40, but you're right that even that might be a squad player number these ones. PUFO again. It's the expert insight today with Dan was great. Yeah, we did. Speaking of Amrabat, yeah, we did actually. You've just reminded me. Dan had expert insight today, so we spoke to a Moroccan journalist about this interest and about Morocco and about Amrabat. I'm going to get his name right because I want to make sure I pronounce it right. It was Amin El Amari. I think that's right, from Le Matin. In fact, I can bring it up on the screen there. Dan spoke all about this with him. So there you go. There it is, right on the front page. Look at that bald man with a beard. The best look that you can have in the world. It was a good one, by the way. I listened to it on the drive in. It was a good one. I tend to believe there's a bit of smoke to this one. I think there might be interest. I think there might be. Whether they get done and how it all pans out. Of course, he'd like to sign for Liverpool. Who wouldn't want to sign for Liverpool? But I don't know. I think it's I'm getting a little sense that there might be something in it. Dan. Steve says no. So was the title true? Are Liverpool not going for Jude? According to Marker are saying that. The general consensus in here, Dan, in the Redmen community of the chat was that we don't believe them. We don't believe them. Yes, the Reds are going for it. They are going for it. Assad says perfectly pronounced. Did I butcher it? Are you being sarcastic? Because there's eye emojis after that. So, perfectly pronounced. Eyes emojis. Did I butcher it? I apologise if it did. I do apologise. So sorry if it did. And then Craig, Klopp knows more than us Muppets. Tend to agree with that. I would tend to agree with it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts again on Amrabat. Right then, I mentioned before, Joe, we need to set a question for Paul for Sunday.
Yep.
If anyone wants to have a little jump in the chat or in the Discord, let us know. I'm thinking...
What are you thinking?
Sunday, as it stands, is going to be the last show we do, obviously, on these live shows. We're looking at the schedule and we're seeing what we can do. But in terms of these daily ones that we've done throughout when the footy's been off, that is the last one. So maybe, let's put them on the spot. Shall we put them on the spot?
Of course.
What's the plans for live evening shows going forward?
Okay.
Shall we put them? I'll be honest, I 100% don't know the plans. Me and Joe had this conversation before. Yeah.
Do we think he's thought about it?
Probably, yeah.
So will he be on spot?
Yeah, I think he will, because whether he's willing to... I don't know. In fact, he hasn't told me. And usually, I will be the first person he tells. It would be very late in the process. It'd all be set up and ready to go. And he'd have already ordered the map. And he'd have already done all the stuff. But at some point, he would have spoken to me. And he hasn't. So whether he doesn't, but yeah, I want to know. What's the plan for these ones?
Okay.
Yeah, let me get a crack on. Yeah, we're going to start wrapping there then, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for the show. Like I say, this last one of these I'm doing for a while. Although tomorrow I'm back in the studio for the watch-along. So Liverpool are playing AC Milan in a friendly over in Dubai. I did the solo watch-along for the Lyon game. It was great fun. So I'm coming back in tomorrow to do it all again. So yeah, do keep an eye out on the Redmen TV YouTube channel. I'll be there for the entire game. So do come and join us for the watch-along. Again, I'll be able to get you guys involved with the show as much as I can. Hopefully that you come and join me. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. I really did enjoy it. Yeah, again, I don't know what the plans are going forward for these shows. I'm guessing I've enjoyed doing them. The feedback tends to be all right. So we'll see what the plan is going forwards for them. But I've fully enjoyed it. So the last few that I've done, thank you all so much for joining me for the shows, for getting involved in the comment section, the board, the Discord, the YouTube members, all of it. It's been an absolute pleasure. I understand sometimes when people click onto the Redmen TV button and they don't see Chris or they don't see Paul, sometimes it's like, bollocks. Who wants to listen to this fella?
But then they see me, it's fine.
Well, they love you, of course. Everyone loves you, Joe. But yeah, so I do appreciate, that for supporting through the channel, like I say, sticking around with me, getting involved. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully I haven't pissed you off too much. And there still is Chris and Paul. There's enough of them in your lives as well. But yeah, fair enough. Thank you so much. Joe, absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you for another fantastic stream. Even with the tech little issue we had there, I think we just about got through it.
We got through it. Can I ask you something?
Yes.
How early did you get Twitter?
When did I start on Twitter? Ooh, 2011, 2012, something like that.
That's crazy to me. Because you've got the username Steve Haw.
What's my name?
Just Steve Haw.
I know,
but I was trying to get Joe Baker.
Yeah.
And I can't. It's gone.
Yeah, but your name, first of all, your name is more common than mine.
That's true. That is true.
There's probably more Joe Bakers than there are Steve Haws.
Yeah. But I want to find this guy and I want him to name his price for the username.
If anyone can get in touch with it, in fact, do that for us now. Tweet at Joe Baker and tell him to give his username up to our Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Got it sorted. Yeah, 2012. I think it was 2012. I started getting, I got into Twitter. It was on WWE Wrestling. And the Twitter handles of the wrestlers started coming up. And I wondered what it was. And so I got on it. And then when I joined it, it says, what are you interested in? And I click Liverpool and football. Essentially, it recommended all these people to follow. One of those people happened to be Harry, who went on to become my boss in this business. So I in a way, we can thank the WWE for me sitting here right now. Because I jumped on Twitter, found a community, ended up working for one of the people in that community, developed, and now work for Redmen. So there you go. There's my life story in a nutshell.
I'm getting in there real early.
Well, I'm old, Joe, as well. Bear that in mind.
No, I'm getting in there when it's ending. It's all going to it.
Yeah, Elon might be ending it, mightn't it?
Yeah.
I turn 35 next week, Joe.
Jesus. I turn 25 next month.
In 3 days, in fact, I turn 35. You're probably thinking, oh my God, I look worse, and you'd be right. I do look older than 34 at the moment. But yeah, I turn 35 in a couple of days, yeah.
Well, happy birthday. Anyway.
Thanks very much, Joe. Thanks very much. Like I say, Paul will be back on Sunday. Make sure we'll grill him on what the future for these shows is. But on behalf of me and on behalf of Joe, easy for me to say, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll catch you all later, guys. Take care.
Closer to Liverpool Football Club and the amazing city of Liverpool with Redmen Plus. More content for your eyes and ears, documentaries, extra bonus Redmen shows, podcast features, interviews. Get close to the culture of Liverpool Football Club on Redmen Plus.